I've addressed the collection of people attending the NSA before many, many times. And I got to tell you, I've never seen the room so full. It is such a dream come true for many of us who've worked to try to build the NSA. I want to thank all of you for being here, especially you first-timers. I know it's a risk. I think it pays off. I'm thrilled to see you. I am honored to be up here tonight to offer the conference dedication. To me, conference dedication is an important award because it's an opportunity for us to reflect on what an individual has contributed to the organization. But dedication, for those of you sitting over here, I'm sorry, I didn't realize the screen was going to be way over stage, whatever direction that is, but the word up there is dedication because that's what we're talking about here. Dedication, it can mean a lot of things. I wasn't quite sure, so I decided to go ahead and look it up in the dictionary, and I got a whole lot of synonyms: devotion, commitment, enthusiasm, allegiance, loyalty, perseverance, ardor. I kind of like that last one. And I was thinking, well, does this individual that has been awarded the conference dedication this year exhibit any of those properties? So I was kind of thinking, well, let's look through our photo archives and see what we can come up with. I discovered that devotion, well, here, I got to tell you something. It's supposed to be a secret, right? The person who gets an award isn't supposed to be able to figure out who it is until just before the moment that we say the person's name. So I kind of had to doctor the photos a little bit. Is this person devoted to people who stutter? Yeah, I think it's true. Not only devoted to people who stutter, but devoted in particular to the kids. And Chloe, I just want to say it was a thrill for me to see you up here tonight. You've grown. Has this person demonstrated commitment to the organization? And I can say, without a doubt, absolutely, this person's demonstrated commitment. I've taken photographs of this individual at year after year after year after year of NSA events. In fact, this person was involved in the NSA not a few years before I was involved, not 10 years before I was involved, not 20 years before I was involved, but something like, well, I don't want to say how long. He's been involved with the NSA for more than 30 years. That's commitment. That's a true commitment. Does he demonstrate enthusiasm for the NSA? Well, I couldn't think of any better way of demonstrating that than perhaps showing you, and apologies to Paul Biddorf. I know he never intended that photo to be displayed on a large scale, nor did I. Does this person demonstrate loyalty? Let me tell you, this person has given of his heart, of his soul, of his time, of his money, of his life to this organization. And yeah, here he is getting the award for Chapter of the Year with other members. And Russ, congratulations. Well deserved. How about allegiance? You know, working in the field of self-help is not always an easy thing. Defending the organization against the tough times that sometimes organizations face is tough. Has Lee demonstrated allegiance? You bet he has. Oh, I said who it was. The organization has been through some tremendously good times like tonight. Those of you who are new need to know we've been through some tough times as well. We've been through some times when we were hanging on by a thread where every penny counted. And Lee's been there. He's been there. He's taken care of us. He's helped us through it. And he has demonstrated that allegiance and indeed that perseverance. I've seen him up at a podium like this, giving talks that no chairman of the board wants to give. And I've seen him come through it. And I've seen us come through it. And to stand here tonight and be able to look at 800, that's a dream that we couldn't even have back when we were at 400, back when we were at less than 400. So it's just a thrill, not only for me, but I know for Lee. And ardor, I really didn't want to put up a slide for ardor. I mean, but I did come up with one. So who is this mystery man and or woman that we're talking about this evening? Well, I tried to think about what photo he might want me to put up. I thought hard about this. I mean, I assumed he'd want this one because, man, he's got a lot of hair there. I got to tell you, though, as I say that, from the back, you can't tell me and Lee apart. I got to tell you that my wife has walked up to Lee and whispered things into his ear thinking it was me. And that's a true story. All stories, that's a true story. But this is the one that I think about if you want to put some hair on the photo. But no, he'd probably prefer that I put this suave photo up there. Those of you who've been here know he's thinking, did I really just spend $5,000 on a hat? Stay for Saturday night's auction and you'll understand. Yeah, you gotta be here. But I can't get this photo out in my mind. I gotta tell you folks, I love this man. He is my brother in every way. And I'm just thrilled to have the opportunity to offer the conference dedication to him. And I know this isn't the photo he wants me to leave up. I know this is. And so I'm thrilled to offer tonight's conference dedication to Dr. Lee Reeves, my friend, my brother, the sustenance of the National Stuttering Association.
Wow. You may have got me with this one. Typically, as most of you know, we've come a long way. We stand on the shoulders of giants sometimes, and I think we do tonight. There are those who came before me and us. This idea of self-help for people who stutter is not new. I certainly didn't invent it. It started even before the NSA, which was the NSP. But when it started, the idea was that we could help each other, to help ourselves at least as much as those who dedicated their lives professionally could help us, and in some cases more than that. There's a couple of people sitting in the room here that you don't know they were here before me, and whom I'm very grateful to for their contribution to this cause. Rich Wells and Harvey Duenas were part of the NSP even before I came along, and I was pretty surprised to see that they were here in the room tonight. Rich Wells was the chairman of the board of the NSP way back when it started in San Francisco, and Harvey was one of its ardent supporters and advisors. They're back there. Would you all stand up? And I would be terribly remiss and awfully embarrassed if I didn't also recognize a couple who came along about that time and did just as much, and that would be Mel and Ruth Hoffman, right back there. I really don't know what else to say. Self-help and being involved in this organization and helping it to grow and helping to see the people that are here today, the children, the speech pathologists, the parents, means more to me than just about anything in my life. I've always said that I'm really the luckiest guy in the world. I get up every morning and go and do something that I absolutely love. I've never been to work a day in my life. As a veterinarian, I get to go and help people and help their pets and do the best I can to make them happy and keep them healthy. And in the evenings and on weekends and in my spare time, I have the privilege of doing what I have a passion for, and that is to help others like myself who grew up with a disorder that caused a lot of pain and a lot of suffering and a lot of humiliation and a lot of embarrassment. And I hope just for one moment that it doesn't happen to the next child, the next young adult that comes along. And I think that's what we're all about. We're about making people's lives better, whether they stutter or not. And if they should happen to stutter, thank God for the NSA. Thank you.